On 102.4 FM across Rotherham, online, on your mobile, and on your smart speaker. This is Redroad FM. Redroad FM.
I'm excited now because it's not often we get to do many interviews on the show, but I love it when a plan comes together and, well, the way that the world is at the moment, everything's on Zoom. We've got to get rid of and hopefully get back to normal fairly soon so we can get people back in the studio. Wyn Starks, who is a brilliant singer-songwriter, joins me on Zoom right now. Wyn, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Aaron. It's so good to be here.
No, it's a pleasure to have you. So you're here to talk about your brand new song, Circles, which we're absolutely loving here. But how's the last 12 months been? Because I imagine, because where are you at the moment?
Right now, I currently live in Nashville, Tennessee. So I'm here in Nashville. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, though. Yep, it's my hometown, but I live here in Nashville.
But I imagine that the last 12 months for you, like it has been for us over here as well, have been really different to what you've been used to in the past. How's just the last 12 months been for you?
Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, so a lot of just doing a lot of Zoom interviews and writes, over Zoom and even some shows and stuff. Been able to do some virtual shows live, and so it's been interesting, but still just making it work. And so yeah, that's just been it's funny because right before I just started performing live right before COVID hit, and I was starting to do more shows and then that happened. So we kind of had to adjust and so we've just been doing a lot of stuff virtually. So but it's still been fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you been doing lots of performances on Zoom and things like that, and on socials? Because everybody's just had to change their life, haven't they? It's been strange, but it's been strangely satisfying in a way to do and discover new things. Do you agree?
I do agree. Like, I mean, I've been able to do that, but even just seeing like how big shows like the Grammys and the Oscars have done, I'm like, sometimes I like. It's so good. Sometimes I'm like, I prefer it, like a little bit, but it's always nice to have interaction, with people. So I do miss that. I miss being able to, hug people and touch, be face to face. You know what I mean? So I definitely miss it. But it's just we just make it work the best we can, And I still want to be able to share my music, and so I've been able to do that virtually, like I said, but I can't wait to get back to where we can do it like live and in person again.
Absolutely. Well, we're all looking forward just to getting back to the things I guess we took for granted. What's the situation like over there now? Is things slowly but surely getting back to normal? Are you pretty much back to normal? What's it like?
Yeah, so if things are slowly starting to open up here in Nashville, it's funny because it's different states. Like Minnesota, they're still a little more strict, which I do appreciate actually. But Nashville, we're opening up a little bit more, and just more people are being vaccinated, and so they're starting to open up more. And so I have a few shows planned, just very intimate, low key type of just some live. I have actually a live recording just of a few songs that I'm gonna be doing, just kind of an unplugged session, but it'll be very intimate and just. We'll still be doing some social distancing and stuff, but it'll be nice to actually sing live again. So I'm excited about that.
I bet you can't wait for that, getting back out on the road and seeing people. And because I guess that you can do it on Zoom and it's fine, but it's not the same as actually doing it and, actually playing live. I guess there's no better feeling than that.
Oh my God. I was always growing up, I've always loved to sing live, but I would have extreme nerves. Like I would get really nervous singing live, but once I get up there, it's home for me. It just feels like home. And so that's what I miss most about it, is that I even miss the nerves that come before it. You know what I mean? Because it just gave me like just more, it just energized, it gave me more fuel, I guess, in my nerves. And so being on stage, it just feels like home to me. So it'll be exciting to be able to get back to doing that again live,
So who's influenced you in your career then so far when you're making music and singing these songs? Who's the kind of artists you've been growing up listening to and taking inspiration from?
So you mentioned Whitney earlier. You know, she's one of my favorite artists, vocalists. I grew up listening to her. I grew up singing in church. You know, that's where I started singing is in church, and she kind of has the same story. You know, and then so I'm hugely inspired by her and a lot of the icons like Michael, Whitney, Stevie, Prince, of course. You know, my hometown, Minneapolis. And so those are just a few. I love some newer artists, I guess, that I've been hugely inspired by, or people like Jasmine Sullivan, Sam Smith, you know, and yeah, those are just a few. I've been in, you know, there's so many artists that inspire me to do what I do, but those are just a few.
Tell me about the new song that you just released. Then it's called Circles, and yeah, what's the inspiration behind this?
So Circles was a song that kind of came out of a bad day. You know, I called my friend up, who's one of my really good friends here, who's he's an artist as well. His name is Built by Titan, and we had been, you know, just doing music together. And I started, I was featured on a few of his, some of his songs that he did. But then we started working on stuff for my album and just for, so I was driving, somebody hit my car that day. I called him and was telling him about it, kind of venting to him. And he's like, perfect, let's write a song. And I was like, okay. So I went over there and out came Circles. I always say Circles is one of those songs that I wish that I wrote, but actually did. So, because I just had there's sometimes with certain songs that I just get this gut feeling. It just feels really special to me. And that's kind of what Circles was to me.
No, I totally get you.
It felt really special.
That kind of leads me on to my next question, I guess, of what kind of inspires you when you're writing music and writing songs? Do you take inspiration from, well, you just given me the answer there. You must take inspiration out of anything that might happen with you in your day, or anything you see out on the street, or, you know, out shopping, I guess. Do you just take inspiration from anywhere?
Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. And I get a lot of melodies first. And so and then the words will start to come from that. So I was like, so I could be out just at the grocery store, like you said, or I remember last week I was home and my mom was trying to get one of my niece's attention, and she was saying her name, and I started saying her name, and then a song started coming out of that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna write a song called Maya, because that's my niece's name. And so it's just little things like that. And because I started singing her name, just being silly. And I was like, oh, that sounds kind of, and I just will record it on, I have so many voice memos on my phone of just melodies that I get just from any type of inspiration. It could be, even when sometimes I'm asleep, you know, I'll get a song and then I wake up and record it. So I try to keep my phone close just so I can record it on there. So I'm constantly just hearing music all the time. I know a lot of people, even when I was young, I remember singing in the shower, and I would go outside and my friends would be making fun of me, but just in a fun way. Like, we heard you singing, you know. and so I know sometimes people wish I would shut up, but now it's paying off. So
I've always said if you can make money from, you know, just your voice and talking and singing, then that's the best kind of money to make, right?
Absolutely, exactly. You know, it's funny because when I was younger, I didn't really know what I knew I loved music, and I knew that I loved to sing, but it's when I started doing it in front of people that I realized it's something that I wanted to do. Before it was just for fun, you know, because, you know, I didn't really sing a lot around people, but one day my mom heard me singing and she came out of the kitchen like, oh my God. And I was like 11, I remember. And because I guess, you know, before that, it was just kind of like, oh, it's cute, you know, but then she heard me actually singing. And then that's when she would start telling people, let him sing a solo at church. And I was so nervous, like, no, I don't want to. But I did really want to, because I love doing it. And then that from there, after my first solo in church, I knew, I said, this is what I want to do. is exactly what I want to do.
So you caught the music bug from there.
I got the bug, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Wyn, I really appreciate you joining me so much on the show today. I know it's early in the morning there, so appreciate you getting up and talking to me today. How can people find out more about you or listen to more of your music if they want to check out more of Wyn Starks?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram. My name is it's WYNSTARKS, and that's at Wyn Starks. Also, my website, you can go there. It's wynstarks.com. Twitter, same handle. And yeah, just for the latest that's going on. Like I said, I have an album coming out in September, so I look forward to that. And just anything you can find, any of the latest stuff that I'm working on there. So.
Look forward to it. Well, you'll have to come back on and speak to us again before the album is released in a few months' time. We'd love to get you back on and have a chat to you again. Now
I'd love that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to get you back on. Let's play your song right now. This is your new song, Circles. I'd love you to introduce it if that's all right.
Yes, this is Wyn Starks, and you're listening to Circles on Redroad FM.
That it's